Hello everyone, it's Dan Mountney here for Gooner Fanzine TV. I'm outside the Emirates after yet another frustrating, disappointing Arsenal performance. They drew 1-1 with Wolves this afternoon. Just shocking again, poor defending to concede the equaliser in the final 10 minutes. Didn't really create a lot going forward. Wolves are by far the better team. They're 25 shots on goal, which for an away side, at somewhere like Arsenal, should not be happening. I've just come straight from Emery's press conference where he was talking about the performance as a whole. He thought Arsenal deserved to win the game, which I completely disagree with. As I said, 25 shots for Wolves just shows how dominant they were. He thought that Arsenal created the better chances. I again disagree with that. Really poor performance, and Emery just didn't seem to agree with that. I think everyone in the stadium watching at home could see that Arsenal were by far not up to the standard that they should be, and Wolves were the better team. He was also asked an interesting question about whether he thinks the players understand his instructions, which rather ironically he didn't understand himself, and then he responded with, "I think they understand, yes." Now, as a manager, you should know if your players are understanding instructions, not thinking that they understand, and that is clearly a problem that Arsenal are having at the moment. It looks like there's not really an identity, a direction, understanding of the style. There's no tempo, no intensity, defending's poor, there's no organisation. All problems that can lead and probably come from poor instructions from the manager and the instructions not being understood. He was also asked on Ozil, who started today, his first Premier League start since September the 15th against Watford. Shows how long he's been frozen out for. He was one of the better players for me today. And Emery was asked about Ozil's performance. He said he worked hard, he played well, and he can help us improve. Very short answer. But yeah, a lot of the focus was on the performance. Emery seemed a bit deluded in a way. He didn't really seem to grasp that Arsenal were by far the worst team in that game, which I think everyone did. He struck me as someone who looked a bit shell-shocked, looked a bit out of ideas, looked very much under pressure. He has done in the past few weeks for me. So yeah, another game that leaves Arsenal fans with more questions than answers, and it's really frustrating at the moment. I think it's 2 Premier League wins in 9 games. That is the kind of form that's not going to get you in the top 4, or barely get you in the top half, let alone the top 4, and obviously puts Emery under pressure. He was asked about his future, and he said, I talked to the club about how we can improve and how we can make things better, but there's been no discussion on his future, which is interesting to hear. I don't think Emery would have come out and said that there was a discussion about his future taking place, but I'm surprised that there isn't, considering the form that's going on at the moment. In terms of what happened on the pitch and the player ratings, I put my player ratings up for the Islington Gazette. There were some okay performances. So we'll start in goal. I gave Bernd Leno 8.5. It was man of the match for me. He made some superb saves, especially that one in the first half from Matt Doherty. Brilliant one-handed save. He also made a really good one from Ruben Neves early in the second half. As for the back four, Count Chambers got a 5 for me. Sorry. He was left exposed. I think the system left him exposed, playing with a narrow midfield. That was one of Emery's other baffling decisions. I didn't understand that. He was caught out for the goal. Should have headed that cross clear that led to the goal. So poor from him. Gave the 2 centre halves, Socrates and David Luiz, a 6. Pretty bang average middle of the road display from both of them. Nothing outstanding, but nothing really that bad. I thought Kieran Tierney was another standout player. Gave him an 8. He was really good for me. Left exposed, but he dealt really well with the pace for Adama Traore, who's so dangerous with his lightning quick acceleration. Got forward well at times, and really battled hard, and that's what we want to see from an Arsenal player. So yeah, really did really well for me today. Then into the midfield, Lucas Torreira came in obviously in place of Granit Xhaka, who was left out following his outburst. And all that's gone on in the past week. So yeah, he wasn't in the squad. Lucas Torreira took his place. Did okay for me. I gave him a 6.5. I thought he did well at the base of midfield, battled, recycled possession well to get Arsenal moving forward when they could. He maybe could have covered the full-backs a bit better. That's obviously part of his role as a holding midfielder. Could have done that better. And yeah, was kind of left exposed at times as well himself. It wasn't really a lot of talk around him. So yeah, 6.5, okay performance from him. I definitely would give him the team ahead of Granit Xhaka, but that's for another time. And then alongside him, Matteo Guendouzi was really poor for me after what's been a brilliant season. I gave him a 4. I thought he was really careless on the ball, gave it away at times, played Arsenal into trouble. I didn't really have that drive and determination that's become synonymous with him this season, that's really helped Arsenal in games that they've needed someone to step up in. So yeah, 4 for him today, really poor. Danny Ceballos got 5, he switched off for the goal. It's really, if you watch it back, the throw-in comes over his head, which leads to the cross, and he's not focused and he's not looking at what's around him, who's around him. No concentration. I thought he showed some clever touches, some smart play, but again, was careless on the ball, gave it away at times, didn't really offer too much going forward. So yeah, a 5 for him from me. And then further forward, Mesut Ozil, gave him a 7.5. I thought he really did help Arsenal. Linked the play well. We've been looking at that player to link midfield and attack, and I think he did that today. Found some good pockets of space to allow teammates to run on in behind. Obviously, you know, his vision was really a big plus for Arsenal today, as it has been throughout his entire Arsenal career. So good to see him back in the team, and hopefully he'll keep his place. I think his past 2 performances have shown that he deserves to start. So hopefully Emery will make that decision to keep him in the team. As for the 2 strikers, I thought Lacazette looked rusty again. Obviously he's come back from a fairly short-term ankle injury, but he still looks a bit off the pace. He did well in some occasions. Obviously set up the goal with a clever bit of play, dropped deep to link attack and midfield. So 5.5 for him. Thought he was okay, but didn't look very sharp in front of the goal. And that's for the man who got the goal, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, gave him a 6.5. Tidy little finish for the goal, but again, the lack of service really didn't help him. I mean, his pace was a big plus for Arsenal because he got them behind sometimes to relieve pressure. I think David Luiz found him over the top a few times to just get Arsenal forward and get the pressure off them. But yeah, 6.5 for me, but what can he do without the service? Not really a lot, in my opinion. As for the substitute, I gave Gabriel Martinelli a 6. I thought he looked lively when he came on. He's someone who's going to need more Premier League minutes to improve. Obviously, he's done really well in the cup competitions, but he does need those minutes in the league, so 6 for him. Bukayo Saka got a 5. He really could have helped Tierney down the left-hand side when he came on. Maybe could have been the one who picked up the running for the cross, but it was more Ceballos' problem for me. So yeah, gave him a 5, and then yeah, didn't give Kolasinac a rating. Obviously, it was a late substitution. But one of the things that wasn't asked in the press conference, and I felt was a bit of a baffling decision, was Nicolas Pepe. He was on the bench today, and at 1-1, Unai Emery had 1 substitution left. No, 2 substitutions left even, I think. And he didn't bring him on. You've got a £72 million player. He's got you out of a hole before. We saw that in the Europa League against Vitoria, where he scored those 2 brilliant free kicks, but just left him on the bench, didn't bring him on, which was a baffling decision. One of many. Playing with the narrow midfield was another one for me that was just a bizarre choice, considering we know Wolves are so brilliant away from home on the counter-attack using the width. So another decision that just didn't make sense for me. But yeah, another frustrating afternoon for Arsenal. 1-1 draw with Wolves. They now still outside the top 4. I think Chelsea are leading at the moment, so if Chelsea win, they'll be 6 points behind the top 4, which is really not good. 2 wins in 9 as well. The form isn't there. Really big problems here at Arsenal at the moment. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to Gooner Fanzine TV. We want to hear from you, your thoughts on the game. So leave your thoughts in the comments below. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Other brilliant content on the YouTube channel. Yeah, thank you very much.